54%. And it's unusual because he has really nice arch, good rotation.
He almost brings rain, doesn't he? Really puts it up there.
And that shot looked great.
4 points for Gentry. 39-33 aces, 2 ticks on the clock. See what happens. A great pass. And that's it as Brent Kell goes sliding into the cheering section. Boy.
A spirited first half and a really strange one. Up and down, back and forth, and the aces and Xavier going to the locker room to talk over a wild 20 minutes.
It's been a dandy. 39-34 UE. We're coming back. Going to talk to some interesting people here. We'll be back at courtside in just a moment. As well as the Tennessee Martin game. That's coming up Wednesday night from Tennessee Martin.
Well, the #1 team in three-point shooting in America, the University of Evansville, 1 of 6 in the first half, while Xavier, who has really struggled, 5 of 11. Reed Jackson looks up at the fans and says, stand up, let's go, let's get it geared up.
Reed says if you can't have fun, you don't want to play.
That's right.
Boy, you talk about getting into it. Xavier with their hands full, down by 5. They trail by as many as 13.
Jermaine Ball not getting a start here in the second half with those 3 personal fouls.
They couldn't get it to Kell in time. This is Massey guarding Kell.
I don't think Elkins has been loose for a three-pointer all night.
Kokenauer. And Gentry with a rebound. They let the big guy. Tyrese Walker gets inside. And he has his 9th point of the night. And it's a 3-point ball game.
Aces fans starting to get just a little restless now.
Xavier, 22 in the country. They have a 11-game win streak. That's the 6th longest. They've been known to put together a lot of win streaks through the years. Massey from way out, and a foul on Todd Kokenauer.
Mike Massey took about 3 steps getting himself all set up there, and then Kokenauer ran him over as he tried to shoot the 3. Massey with a good defensive play on one end. That was his 11th block of the season for a guard.
So Jermaine Ball is going to come in.
Kokenauer ends up with his 3rd personal, and so Jermaine comes in with 3.
They trade 3 for 3. And here's Massey going to the line. He has had 2 great ball games. He had 18 at Butler last week, 20 against Cincinnati, and was the star of the overtime. But he has done virtually nothing tonight. Massey averaging 10 points. He's out of Concord. He was a freshman when Sean Kemp was a senior. So he'll get another shot here. This can be the closest they've been since the early going. It's 39-37. Last tie was at 4-4. Less than 4 minutes into the game.
And they're doing it all without their leader out there. Xavier is. Brian Grant probably will not play tonight.
Again, has knee, thigh, and ankle injuries. And it's a little early in the season to take a risk, so they're not going to play him tonight.
Xavier with some great defense. They are 11th in the nation.
Elkins wants the ball. You've got Sears on Jackson. Hayden. And Sykes with a foul.
And again, that's an official from the other side making that call. That's a couple of times we've seen that. A couple of times they've gone against the Aces. This one goes in favor of the Aces.
They called a couple of fouls real quick at the start of the game, just like they have here. Elkins, great move, great tip.
Elkins stopped that Xavier run in the first half with a couple of three-point plays.
Elkins, the leading scorer in the ball game. Walker, baseline, needs some help. Nice dish down, but stolen. The ball, he's going to go all the way.
And a nice play by Brent Kell there. Kell heads up, just stopped right in front of the free throw line, so the Xavier defenders couldn't get the ball.
And the Aces, as they did several times in the first half, answer the call, and they're back up by 5. Massey has nowhere to go but puts it up, and Reed Jackson with a rebound. Again, outstanding defense by the Aces. Nice feed, but Elkins can't handle it.
I think our photographer down there, Chuck Somerville, got a little piece of that ball as it came out of bounds. Hang in there, Chuck.
Ball will put it up. Gentry with a rebound. And too far, he throws it away, trying to get Massey.
It's one of those Jim Harbaugh passes. That just a little off. And
there's Brian Grant.
They call him the General. You can bet he wants to be out there playing in this game.
Kell, nice move. Brent Kell. Kell with 11.
6 straight now for the Aces to get the lead back up to 7.
Pete Sears. Gentry wisely brings it back out. Sykes kicks it out. Gentry will put it up. And Sears with the foul.
Sears, a very good offensive rebounder, just a little over-aggressive that time.
That's the second foul on Sears, second team foul of the second half. Pete Gillen played at Fairfield University for the Stags. Was a second baseman, and then after college, he decided to be a basketball coach. And what a career he has had. He's coached, of course, most notably at Villanova under Rolly Massimino, and more recently, prior to coming to Xavier, under Digger Phelps at Notre Dame.
The Digger. Well, Reed Jackson, you know, we talked about him at halftime. He has really played a good game, but he has not scored.
But he does so many things. He's, as you say, he's handling the ball. Heisel being worked on by Kenny Harvey. Heisel wants to put it up. Jackson, nice dish. Layden, and a foul.
Ace is really moving that ball inside. Jackson, the captain, says, way to go to the basket. You keep getting there, I'll give you the ball. Layden's got to, he'll eventually learn how to finish that play off. He has done a super job, though, as a freshman coming into this program, a program that really didn't have any big men left. Sasha Hoopman graduated last year, and Scott Sparks and Jeff Layden have done a great job.
Something he didn't do in the first half. He's made a couple free throws.
Hey!
Layden puts the Aces back up by 9, 47-38. Xavier's 11-game winning streak in jeopardy here, but still quite a ways to go.
They can score points in a hurry.
Gentry, short, Sykes, rebound, down, Walker's, and a foul, and a push on Reed Jackson.
The last 2 games, Xavier has really put points on the board in a hurry. Wednesday night against Cincinnati, in 6 minutes, they put on an 18-0 run. A week ago, it was a 16-0 run against Butler in 3.5 minutes.
15:46 to go, Aces by 9.
In this throwaway, disposable world, it's nice to find things that last. Relationships, neighborhoods, and the businesses in them. Like your neighborhood 76 station. For years, folks have relied on 76 for quality gasolines to help keep their engines clean and running smooth. Nothing lasts forever, but we think a long, long time would be nice. 76. Go with the spirit.
She's back.
Don't you buy no ugly car.
And you won't when you make your purchase from the Tri-State leader, Kenny Kent Chevrolet Mazda Volvo Custom Van, where best value is guaranteed. Like a 94 Beretta loaded for $12,444 or a 94 626LX loaded for $199 per month. The Tri-State low price leader for 47 years. Visit us today, and whatever you do,
don't you buy no ugly car.
Kenny Kent Chevrolet Mazda Volvo Custom Van, where the Corvette sits high in the sky and best value is guaranteed.
Nobody said it'd be easy in Division I. Watch this.
Well, you know, Brent Kell always thinking on the floor. Now, he's going to slow up right behind Jermaine Ball just enough to knock the angle off of Massey. So Massey had no chance of blocking that shot. A great play by Brent Kell and good heads-up play by Jermaine Ball getting down there and getting the play in.
Again, the shooting, 42% Evansville in the second half. But Xavier only 1 of 5.
They missed their last 5 shots after making the first shot. They're now shooting 30% here for the game, 11 for 37. They shot 38% Wednesday night against Cincinnati and won, basically, because Cincinnati shot about the same, 39%.
Walker couldn't get the roll, and Elkins gets the rebound.
Aces on an 8-0 run.
And a foul on Kenny Harvey. Harvey's the freshman. He looks like he's about 14, doesn't he? But he plays like he belongs.
You had a little chat with him before the game, didn't you?
Yes.
Up in your neck of the woods.
Went to St. Rita, the Mustangs. Elkins, what a tip!
Oh my!
Jeff Layden. And the Aces by 11, 49-38. Gentry nowhere to go, almost loses it. Tyson Brett, Harvey throws it away. Great defense by the Aces.
Layden with 4 straight points and a steal.
And an offensive foul on Reed Jackson.
Good call. Reed backed right into him, initiating the contact.
It comes with 14:53 to go. That's his 4th personal. And that's one guy you want to stay on the floor if you're the Evansville Aces. Jim Cruz pleading his case again to Jerry Petro, who did not make the call.
Jim says that's ridiculous. It was kind of a ticky-tack foul. There was no advantage given, so might have been better left uncalled.
Tyson Brett. Ball with a rebound. Up and in and a foul.
Jermaine, when he was introduced tonight, was very animated. He came out and he was slapping everybody 5.
And Jim Cruz is animated right now. You've had some great plays tonight, some great 3-point possibilities. Here's another opportunity.
Jim Cruz realizes the potential of this young man and Jermaine Ball, and he has really come a long way in his year and a half since he's been in the program.
He's got 4 from the field, 4 from the line. And the Aces go back up now to their biggest lead, 52-38. 14.5 minutes to go. Mike Blake along with Dean Webster. MCC. The Aces and Musketeers. What will probably be the last game between these two teams here for quite a while. Knocked away by the Muskies.
Might need a timeout.
Pete Gillen shuffling the deck. Massey back in. And Gentry's coming out. Gentry in the MCC championship game had a career high 27. But he's been virtually silent tonight. He's got 5. Britt coming out.
Brian Grant has moved completely down on the end of the bench. He's trying to get as far away from the game as he can. He can't look. The Aces on a 13-0 run.
Kell gets it to Elkins, and he travels.
It has been quite a drought for Xavier.
They've not scored in what, almost over
4 minutes and 51 seconds.
As I say, almost 5. Again, Xavier staring at a 14-point deficit. Harvey, laden with a rebound. Ball. Kicks it out to Kell. Red Kell.
Xavier needs a timeout. Pete's got to get a timeout here. This one's almost over.
The Aces open it up. They're going wild at Robertson for good reason. 55-38 UE.
I'm in this Italian opera to prove how Italian Subway's Italian subs are. For a limited time, enjoy our spicy pizza sub or Italian steak, both with Carm's marinara, sauce from a recipe by our founder's mother. So open up and say ciao.
New hot Italian subs from $1.69 at Subway, the place where fresh is the taste.
The Lexus GS is available with an optional traction control system. So taking your car out for a spin doesn't have to change meaning just because there's a change of seasons. And you can get a grip on a great value whether you buy or lease at Kenny Kent Lexus.
You're watching Aces basketball on WFIE TV, Channel 14 Evansville. And you're watching so far with 13:28 to go. One of the greatest efforts the Aces have had in recent years. 55-38 against number 22, Xavier.
Who's Bob H? Bob Hope?
Bob Huggins.
Oh, right. I didn't know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think he likes Bob Huggins.
Pete Gillen.
I didn't understand that. I'm glad you're here tonight to explain things to me.
Gillen and Huggins got into it after the game, but as Dean told us, Gillen said, hey, it happened in the heat of battle. They'd like to forget it. And right now, with Jeff Massey inbounding it, Xavier looking at its biggest deficit, 55-38 after a Brent Kell three-pointer. Kell, the back is okay, or at least he appears to be. What a night.
Xavier has missed their last 8 shots.
Gentry. Kell. Great effort by Kell. And a foul on Gentry.
And Gentry just lost his cool that time. And boy, you wouldn't think a senior would do something like that.
Xavier came in with a highly touted defense, but as we've seen so many times, it's the Evansville defense that is driving their opponent absolutely nuts. Gentry's got to cool off, and Louis Orr's going to have a talk with him.
Louis is the peacemaker over there. The spiritual leader. He's always talking to somebody over there.
Kell was 16 after the 2 technicals.
You can bet he's been in the heat of the battle enough, Mike, that, you know, the kids respect a guy that's been there, and he's going, oh, wait a minute. You know, we've been in some tough places when we were at Syracuse, Georgetown, Villanova.
57-38, under 13 minutes to go. Jermaine Ball. And when it's going good, it's going good. Edwards knocked it away. Again, it's got to be close to a sellout if it isn't.
Not many seats.
Tremendous crowd. They're even standing what few people can stand in the tunnel. Elkins. The entire Aces bench, they're all pumped up. What a night.
It's a 20-0 run.
59-38. and foul on Andy Elkins. As we mentioned, Xavier is used to having 18-0 runs, but tonight I don't think anybody expected this.
And it has been a little bit of everybody. Elkins, Ball, Kell, Layden.
The general saying, this can't be.
He's standing.
Yeah.
He's back into the game.
His troops. Gentry strong to the hole and a foul. They'll give it to Layden. That was Elkins' third earlier, and it's 2 now on Jeff Layden.
Jim Crew says, I wish there was 2 minutes and 16 seconds instead of 12 minutes and 16 seconds left. Xavier again with a very athletic team. Very aggressive. They're not shooting well, obviously. Xavier, they've been out of sync the whole night. Trailing by 5 at the half. Immediately scored the first 2 baskets and cut it to 39-38. And now, since the 18:51 mark, now to the 12:16 mark, that's 6 minutes and 35 seconds. A 20-0 run by the Aces. And Andy Elkins goes up strong for the rebound. Elkins already with a double-double now, 15 points and 10 rebounds. He's already for the year, he's well over 300 points, over 100 rebounds, and over 50 assists. Elkins again. 17 for Elkins. Kell with 16, and the Aces with a 61-38 lead. They're going nuts at Roberts. Stolen and a foul. Ball and Kell have really been, they've been possessed. Louis Orr just looked out at the guys and goes, fellas, in case you haven't noticed, we're down a lot. I think we're going to need to take some threes. Mark Heisel's going to come in for Jermaine Ball. That is 4 on Ball. He gets a nice hand. With Ball out of there, that's the best ball handler the Aces have. He and Reed Jackson both on the bench. Xavier, if they can ever score, might be able to apply a little pressure. Edwards, or Sears short. Jeff Layden needing some help. Elkins hurt his ankle. Walker just dove on him. Kell and a foul. Brett Kell has driven Gentry nuts. Gentry was about to heave the ball. Andy got the ball knocked away from him when he went to pick it up. Walker dove on the back of his legs, and he turned his ankle, and he's still hobbling a little bit. Louis Orr will have a talk with Mr. Gentry. Louis Orr's been the busiest coach tonight. He's trying to settle players down. He's talked to Sears, he's talked to Gentry, and Kell continues to put him up. He's an 83% free throw shooter. He and Elkins with 17 apiece. Down he goes. Massey counters, and finally the drought. Over 8 minutes, finally a basket. But it's still a 22-point lead, and the Aces. Brent Kell said it went off of the Musketeers. The ref says it goes back to Xavier. We talked about the pressure. Xavier has just not been able to apply it because they haven't scored any baskets. 63-41. Walker. Edwards loses it, and a foul on Eric Edwards. Still a lot of time left. 10:56 to go. You can bet it's going to be a much different game in Cincinnati. That game will be televised by ESPN, and we again just saw a shot of Brian Grant. He's out with injuries, but I don't know. I think they could still. They're still playing awfully well, even had Grant played. Sure.
And again, one of the top characteristics about this team, Dean, they didn't play well at Detroit. You think, gee, will they let down? No way.
You look over at the bench, and Jim Cruz looks like he's at the opera or something. He's laid back, taking it easy.
19 for Elkins. 24-point lead for the Aces. Sherwin Anderson with a 3. Anderson out of New York gets his first bucket. Kell. Elkins. Layden with a great tip, but no good.
A 5-on-3.
Sears, and he travels. Pete Sears completed the play, but he took one too many steps, and it remains 65-44. Want to remind you, Dan Katz in his final night as our weekend sports anchor. Dan is going to the early morning news. We wish him the best, but he'll be bringing you the latest scores tonight from around the tri-state and the country. And we want to welcome aboard Ryan Lemon, a fine talent who will begin. He'll make his debut Wednesday night, while Dean and I will be down at Martin. Again, that Aces Tennessee Martin game televised Wednesday night live. Kokenauer and a push.
And for the kids at home watching this game, there is a right-handed player beat the press with his left hand. That's how very important, if you're going to be able to handle the ball, handle it with both hands.
Tyson Britt with his second personal. Kokenauer, all his points have been from the free throw line. Got another final, I understand.
LaSalle has beaten Loyola in Chicago 76-71.
Coming down to the halfway mark of the second half. 10 minutes, but it's been all Aces. Britt into the paint. Kokenauer with a rebound.
You hear Marty Simmons yell, "Run the offense." Aces working a little bit of clock, and then he'll try to get back into it.
Coming down to 10 seconds on the shot clock right now. Kell, he goes down. Stolen. This is Anderson. He kicks it. Throws it back. Sights up. A foul. And it's on Evansville, presumably. It looks like it'll be on Layden. And it is.
The Aces are going to run a clock, and they're going to be able to get the ball into the center's hands. They're going to bring in Scott Sparks for Jeff Layden, who lost the ball, and then Anderson with a great athletic move to save that one back into Sykes, and then Layden picked up his third personal foul.
Anderson, who set that play up, he's out of your picture right now, was rated one of the top 12 players in New York City, top prospects. That's pretty good. That takes in a few high schools. Boy.
Pretty good players coming out of there.
Mr. Sykes with 2 points will try to cut it to 20. That's right, 20.
He's a junior, and he didn't get into a double-figure game until the 4th game this season. So he went over 2 years without getting into double figures. A 54% free throw shooter hit the first one.
He had a big game the other night against Cincinnati, 14 points and 9 boards, but is not near that tonight. Aces by 19. Ball feeds to Elkins, stolen by Sears. Wanted to go long. Here comes Gentry. Xavier's got to pick up the speed and pick it up quick. Sears will fire away. Sights. Nice move. Wow. Britt and a foul. And a foul on Elkins.
Aces getting beat to the punch down there that time. Xavier getting very aggressive, basically because they don't have anything to lose, Mike.
Watch again how this board is attacked.
Pete Gillen said, we play much better when the play looks confused. And it looked confused. It looked confused that time. Crashing the board, there was probably an over-the-back foul there and no call. And I tell you what, Xavier cannot get anything to go down for him tonight. Tyson Britt, a 50% free throw shooter.